Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Buffet. Today, I am alone, and this is something that I've been dreading. For the last few episodes now, ever since we returned for 2026, I have been teasing a series, a show, that took me a month to finish and caused us to preemptively end our 2025 slate of episodes. Not really. We are still going through what's remaining of the last half of 2025, which is a lot of episodes, by the way, just saying. But we're going through it now at a quicker pace. And hey, look, we didn't take a whole fucking month to get more episodes out to you. It only took us four days. But this show haunted me for a month because some things have taken me quite a bit of time, and that's mainly because of time or me just kind of doing other things. But this show was an active show that I watched for a month because I couldn't bear to watch more than one episode a day because it was so bad. It was so bad. And this is the episode, and this is the show I was talking about for whatever episodes I said. The first season of the 90s Iron Man show. And this might be surprising for some people because I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but Iron Man is one of my favorite heroes. Has been my favorite hero of all time for a very good time, for a very good chunk of my life. Has been my favorite hero. And when I set out on doing, after X-Men was done and I got through X-Men 97, I wanted to do an episode. I wanted to do a whole series covering all of the 90s like the 90s Marvel TV shows, like animated shows. Also, if you're thinking if I'll do one for DC, maybe, maybe I'll do it for DC. That seems like a lot more fun and maybe a lot more entertaining than doing one just for Marvel, for the 90s Marvel shows. But that's beside the point. I knew that people didn't like the Silver Surfer show. And maybe that's up in the air if it's still good. I'm looking at it on like serialized, and it doesn't have the most glowing reviews, but it is something that is generally. Did I never submit this? What the fuck? There we go. Oh, never mind. It's something that is just kind of generally looked at. What is going on? There we go. As like maybe like a not good, not great. Like not good, not great, not good, not bad. Maybe I'm not sure. Let me check. Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer. It has a grand total of a 3.48. So, kind of what I consider like good. Maybe some people consider that like mid, like above average. The Iron Man show has a grand total of an overall ranking of 2.83 on serialized. It is, I think, one of the lowest rated shows from like this era. Yeah, Fantastic Fours. I think obviously X-Men is over it. I think X-Men's over it. Yup, by a landslide. Spider-Man's obviously over it. This show is apparently the worst of them all. Just the absolute worst of the 90s of the 90s shows that came out. Which is definitely saying something. that this is the worst of them all. I'm looking through it, and it looks like it's the worst. It is the lowest rated. I mean, Spider-Man Unlimited comes close, but we'll see. Maybe that's just Spider-Man fans. I don't know, but let's look. The last one is Avengers United They Stand. And that is that's lower. That's way lower. That's a 2. That is a straight up 2. This might be dog shit too. I don't know. We are looking at some new lows, it looks like. Good thing it's only one season. But yeah, Iron Man is the show that I've been dreading to talk about. Not dreading, but that I was dreading to watch for a month. And I didn't know what I was getting into when going on this journey to watch all the 90s animated Marvel shows. But now I've been humbled. Jesus Christ, this show. It is wild how just terrible this show is. And I just have to talk about it. I have to prevent people from watching this show. I watch shit. I'm like the nostalgia critic of just every. I mean, nostalgia critic is already the nostalgia critic of everything. But I go where the nostalgia critic doesn't even go. It's like I watch everything. He goes. I go deep into movies. I go deep into shows. I go deep into music, into anime. Go deep in there. I don't care where it's from, how it's made. If it's dog shit, I'll tell it it's dog shit. If it's good, I'll say it's good. And that's final. But yeah. Iron Man Season 1. Even though it may not look like it, it is legitimately one of the worst pieces of media I have ever watched in my life. And that is saying something. As somebody who has watched Secret Invasion, as someone who has watched Madam Web, as someone who has watched like every single Sony Spider-Man movie, as someone who's watched fucking Eternals, which there's some revisionism going over for Eternals. Motherfucker, accept the fact that it's a terrible movie. It just is. Stop fucking deluding yourselves into thinking it's a good movie. It's not. Just fucking stop. I'm sorry. It's just not a good movie. It's not a terrible. I mean, it's a terrible movie. It is a terrible movie. It just makes no sense. It's fucking bad. It's fucking bad. But yeah. This show I was also kind of in denial for. I can understand Eternals fans now, because I was like, there's no way I'm feeling about this show like this, right? Like I was watching through it and I'm like, this is dog shit. Like I was like, oh yeah, there's probably some nostalgia. And the thing is, with this show, I think a lot of the nostalgia comes from season 2, because I learned at some point that season 1 and season 2 are basically 2 completely different shows. And they had some like overhaul at some point. Apparently, season 2 is way better than season 1. I'm not sure how true that is. I'll see when I get to it, which will be hopefully very, very soon. If season 2 is actually better than season 1. If it is, great. Lovely. Wonderful. But I don't trust it. I don't. If it did change hands and it's a completely different show, I will tell like it is. But right now, I don't trust anything that's going on right now with this show. At all. But yeah, I was watching through it and I was like, this cannot be as dog shit as I think it is, right? Like, this isn't This isn't F tier material. Like I tried to find some semblance of something that I liked, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. So let's get into it. Why this show is like one of the most unredeemable pieces of straight dog shit that I've ever seen. With the starting off with everything with whatever we start off with, everything the first thing we ever touch, the visuals and action, and Jesus Christ, this is not one of the ugliest. This is not ugly looking by any stretch of the imagination. It is not ugly looking. It is, I think, very outdated for its time, though. It is very, very cheap looking. This show looks very cheap, and you can definitely tell. There is almost no action in this show at all. Like I say action, and it's like 2 punches, and then it's over. There's not a lick of action in this show at all. There's no like cool fight scenes with any cool powers and all that. No. It is like 2 punches and it's over now and blah. I'm the villain. I'm gonna go away now. It's so bad. It's so fucking atrocious. And the visuals don't like the actual animation itself doesn't fucking help at all. It's just terrible. It looks stiff. Everything is so like flat. There is this, like, they reuse animations for every fucking episode, it feels like. At some points, I thought it was fucking animation errors. Because I was like, there's no way that they animate like this. But it's just fucking reuse animations. It's just reuse backgrounds and shit. And reuse everything. For every episode. In every episode, by the way, speaking of this, there is a reuse animation of Tony suiting up. Which sometimes clashes with the fucking background that they're in, the setting that they're in, the fucking suit that he's wearing right there. It's just lazy. But they have this little scene where Tony puts on the Iron Man like armor. It has like the briefcasing, which is kind of cool, I guess. I've always liked the briefcase thing. But at some point I got fucking bored of it because it's the exact same animation for every fucking episode he suits up in, kind of. I'll get into that right now. But he suits up, and then at the very end, it switches to a 3D animation that looks worse than anything. It take Beast Wars, like the lowest of low of Beast Wars, and fucking suck the rendering out of it. Like just completely completely like de-render everything from Beast Wars, and that's what this animation looks like. And it's just Tony grabbing the helmet with like electromagnetism or some shit and putting it on. It does not need to be there. And you know why it doesn't need to be there? Because in like further episodes down the fucking the season, it shows Iron Man putting on the helmet in normal 2D animation. There was no point to have the 3D. It just looks off, and every time they repeat it, it's like, oh, now we think of this fucking ugly 3D transition, and then right back to 2D. There's no other fucking point, like, there's no other, like, section in the series where Iron Man goes and uses, like what the show uses 3D animation. There is no other place. It is just in this suit-up scene for this one specific action that they've shown they can animate. What the fuck is going on? This show is so fucking dog shit. The show's animation is so dog shit, so fucking lazy. God. Going back to the action, I guess, to wrap this up. There's nothing interesting going on. There's no, like, even when there's action, it's fucking uninteresting. There's almost no action to show at all. It's mostly just fucking drama. Which I guess was, you could say the same thing about X-Men, but at least X-Men was good. Like, X-Men had good writing. And here, it's just fucking terrible. And speaking of the writing, let's just get into the fucking characters. There are no characters in this fucking show. Every character in quotations, a fucking non-character. How do you fuck up Iron Man? Okay, I know that this show was before the MCU with Robert Downey Jr. breathing like life into this character on the big screen and having like an actual like basis to have Iron Man and like how Iron Man should act. But I don't think it came out of fucking thin air. The personality they gave Iron Man, it had to come from the comics. So how do you think they adapted a playboy billionaire philanthropist in this show? He is boring as fuck. He doesn't do anything. It's actually like cool. He's just a guy. That's it. He's just a guy. He's a guy who's rich and sometimes does some business things. But he doesn't even give a fuck about the business things. He's just a guy. It's like, oh, well, at some point you get some level of characterization that's even like, just doesn't, I don't fucking give a fuck. Because, like, when that happens, it's like, oh, Dad, I'm sorry, I couldn't live up to your expectations. And then kind of like just learns nothing from it. It's this entire fucking episode where he like self-reflect. He looks through his shit because he's so fucking bored, or like he needs to at something. Like it speaks it up for no reason. It's just a fucking excuse for the writers to show like Iron Man's past. And it's like, God, just shut up. You don't learn. And he looks through his past. And he's like, oh, I'm fucking. I'm like, oh, I can't believe I let this happen. I'm so sorry, Dad, for not like trusting you. Oh, I just don't learn anything from it. It's just so dumb. And the other fucking the other heroes are not good either, because they're also just non-characters. War Machine is just Iron Man's sidekick here, pretty much. He's not his own character. He's not a character. Spider-Woman and fucking Scarlet Witch are just women. Not even like fucking anything. That's their entire thing. It is just, they are the women here. There's no other characterization. They fawn over Tony. But it's never, it's only explained, oh, they love Tony. But it's never like, why? It's just like, oh, well, they love Tony. And they're fighting for him. But they never really fight for him. They're just kind of like side-eye each other at some point. And then there's like Hawkeye and Sentry. Not Sentry, Sentry. Some other fucking character I didn't know existed. Hawkeye has like one episode to himself and then that's it. He doesn't do anything else. And then there's Sentry, which is kind of okay. He doesn't do much. But he's like the most different character there, I guess. He's kind of like stereotypical. The karma levels are fucking are changing and there's different auras and shit. Like he's just a fucking stereotypical character that just goes on about magic and shit. Come on, man. Every character here should release like one fucking character trait. There's nothing for me to care about here. I don't care about any of these characters. I really don't. I really fucking don't. It's so pathetic. It's so useless. It's so fucking useless, man. Then there's the villains. And the villains are worse. The villains are so bad. Because, like, okay, Saturday morning cartoon, whatever the fuck. Just throw in some random ass villains, don't give them any personality. That's what this is, and I know that I may be unfairly comparing it to like X-Men, but like that's what came before. I know it maybe just be. I know it's probably just different production companies. I'm pretty sure Saban produced like X-Men, which is the same guys as Power Rangers. And I'm not sure about Iron Man. Give me a second. 1994. Give me a second. See here. Um, I'm pretty sure that it was the first one was like I'm guessing that the Russian companies were Rainbow Animation Korea for season one. It's the one I can't find anything. Let's see here. Doesn't have anything here about Iron Man. 1994 is not there. New Batman Adventures. Season 2 was definitely around 1996. There's nothing here. Great. This definitely had to be after the overhaul, because this is definitely a quality animation studio. So I'm guessing that the one that we're talking about here, Rainbow Animation Korea, was definitely the one that fucking made this bullshit. Okay. But yeah, the villains. They are so one dimensional, it is almost hilarious. They have one thing and one thing only, and that's that they're working for the Mandarin. And the Mandarin himself is like the most soulless villain of all time. I don't know, but fucking the Mandarin's a white guy here. Like, why the fuck is he a white guy? That's like worse than like that's worse. It's worse having a white guy be the Mandarin is having a fucking Chinese guy be the Mandarin. Like, one's worse than the other. Like, come on. But that side, I don't know why they made that decision. The villains are so fucking terrible, just bad. The only one that I kind of give a fuck about is MODOK. Not because he's like a well-written character that goes through the character. I mean, kind of does. He gets an episode all to himself that is actually almost competently written. Like, everything about MODOK in that episode is so competently written. There's actually, I was like, I'm enjoying this now, and I'm interested to see if the show will actually continue on with this premise of having MODOK have like this conscience. But no, he goes immediately back to fucking being just a villain. It's like, what the fuck? God. And then there's like, okay. So not only is there that and all the villains are fucking bad, but there's some strange writing they decide to go with this thing. Like I mentioned the Scarlet Witch and Spider Woman like romance thing with Iron Man. At the very end, like, it's Spider Woman that marries Iron Man, and fucking Scarlet Witch is crying her fucking eyes out during the wedding, well, fake wedding of Iron Man. Nobody gives a fuck about spoilers. It's a fake wedding to lure out the Mandarin and all that bullshit. Uh, so Iron Man didn't really get married to Spider Woman. It was just like a ruse, I guess. I don't know how that worked, but whatever. Anyways, that aside, there's another really weird romance going on. Like the last like 3 episodes between Blacklash and Dread Knight, or what the fuck his name is, was like they're two Iron Man villains that I never heard of. I'm pretty sure Blacklash is just like they didn't want to use Whiplash, so they had Blacklash. So fucking see here. I used the Mandarin. Blacklash. See here. Television. This is just Whiplash. It's just fucking Whiplash. Why is he called Blacklash? Oh, it's It's just straight up black. What the fuck? Mark Scarlotti. This is him. But he showed up as Whiplash first and then Blacklash. What is going on? They're just the same character. Okay, whatever. I don't know why they didn't use I don't know why they didn't use fucking Whiplash. What? Okay, but it's Blacklash and Dread Knight, and they fight over Hypnosha, who's another Iron Man villain, I guess. I don't know. And it's so weird. It just comes out of nowhere, and it goes nowhere, and just because at the very end, like all the villains disappear. Basically, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad, man. And even like I mentioned, like last time, like not last time, but like a few minutes ago, there is no character growth. Nobody grows as a character. There's nothing interesting going on here. Like in X-Men, at least, characters change, and they change throughout the fucking show, and it affects them, and you see it, and it happens. And here, there's nothing. In here, there's nothing. So yeah, just there's nothing to like about the characters here. It's just fucking terrible. Another thing that's terrible, which is, I mean, the whole fucking show, but let's get into this. It's the plot. So, I know, again, comparing it to X-Men. In X-Men, and maybe in the other shows, I don't fucking know, there is an overarching plot going on, even though the episodes are kind of segmented into their own thing. Like, for example, in season 2 of X-Men, of the original X-Men show, we had the plot about the Savage Land and all that, and that was a very big part of that. Season 5 definitely felt the most disjointed, but at least it had that. And in season 3, we had the Phoenix stuff going on. So yeah, like we had a lot of different stuff going on in there that actually like fleshed out, had like an actual concrete plot line going on. But in here, like every episode is like segmented into one thing. It's like a fucking anthology, which is fine on paper, but like I don't know. The thing is that this show is so fucking inconsistent. Like aside from like MODOK actually having fucking consequences, like kind of throughout the episode. It's like every episode takes place in its own fucking universe. Like, there are no consequences for each character going on and all that shit. But it's so inconsistent as well because it definitely tries to tell an overarching narrative. Like, at the very end. Like, they have, like, oh, there's a bird thing. But you kind of, like, MODOK sent the bird thing and that's how they're getting all the info about Iron Man. But you kind of forget about it because it's never brought up after that anyway. So, what the fuck? And every episode is already so segmented and disjointed that you kind of basically, oh, it's just like a one-time thing. But no, it's brought back as an actual plot point and said, hey, this guy's spying on us. They found like a drone and shit, and now we gotta bring him back, and we gotta bring it down and all that. And it's like, so there was a connection here. It wasn't just me being fucking played out along. But like, yeah, no. There was a connection here, and it was so weird. And there's some other things. For example, in an episode, the Hawkeye episode, it takes place after an episode that comes out after it. What the fuck? Like, I understand, like for example, like in like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like having episodes, like having arcs take place after certain things, and that's fine. Maybe you want to explore different parts of the war, and in here and there, it's like an actual anthology, you know. But in here, it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? You become you don't become lost. You just become confused. Like, what the fuck is going on? And you're not gonna be enjoying yourself either, because I mean, fucking obviously, but you're not gonna find anything good in the plot either, because guess what? Every episode is the exact same fucking thing. Every episode is one thing. Mandarin finds out about Iron Man and what he's doing. He intercepts Iron Man's plan. Then Iron Man is stumped, immediately figures it out, and then he stops Mandarin and Mandarin goes away. Every episode, rinse and repeat ad nauseum is the exact same fucking thing. And like, there's no deviation from it at any point, aside from having some villains there and bringing back some things some things. But that's it. That's it. That's all that there is for the entire show. Is that. And Jesus Christ, what a mess! What a fucking gigantic mess! It's just so you'll be bored. You'll be bored watching it. That's why it took me so long. I was bored watching this. I felt boredom. I felt like I felt like I was forced. This thing was a chore to finish for me. A chore. I have not felt that way about a series. I think ever, pretty much. Nothing in my life has ever been a chore to watch, except for this fucking show. Did this show break me? I don't think so. I don't. Okay, it's not the worst. It is the worst. It is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. It's not. I've already mentioned that. It is. It just is. It just is. It just is. But like, it is such dog shit that I couldn't believe. Like I said it. I couldn't believe I was watching such gigantic dog shit. It was insane. Just I couldn't believe it. And I guess and I know it's like this show is the epitome of like 90s like Saturday morning cartoon slop, just made for kids to watch at home when at fucking cereal when you're eating cereal before, like, not before school, but like, just like doing a Saturday morning, waking up, free of school. That's what this show feels like. But the thing is that this show appeals to nobody. I saw a great comment on Serialized. This show appeals to nobody because kids will find it boring. They won't find Iron Man this show cool or anything. Adults will find it terrible, like myself. And teenagers will not like the romance aspect because it's so like weirdly placed and shit. Nobody likes this. This is for nobody. This is a show for fucking nobody. It's just so bad. It's just so bad. So yeah, don't watch the first season of the Iron Man show. Maybe skip to the second. That one has the cool intro. It was like the one that everyone likes, where it's like Iron Man hammering in, and it shows like the hammering like the anvil, whatever the fuck he has, and he's putting on like the gauntlet that's like iron, like the iron gauntlet, and he's like smashing down a hammer, and it shows all the different suits and shit. And that one looks cool. This one isn't. Don't watch the first season of the first of the 90s Iron Man show. It's terrible. It is going straight into the F tier. It would join like if I had like a Z tier, like bottom of the barrel Z. It'd go in there. I don't know what I put in Z tier, but it's definitely this is definitely a one that's going in there for sure. So yeah. Anyways, tell me what you thought of the Iron Man, the first season of the Iron Man nice Iron Man show. Leave in the comments below. If you want to give us your feedback, you can like or dislike the episode on YouTube, whichever you prefer, or rate our podcast on Spotify. If you think it's worth sharing, share it around. And if you want to stay up to date with our content, you can subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Spotify or whenever you get your podcasts. And if you want to follow us on even more socials, they're all linked in the description. So yeah, including mine. and anyone else who appears in any episodes in the future. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.